Hi guys, this is Courtney. I know I have not been on here in a while. I just want you guys to know that I'm doing fine and I will be sharing some good news with you pertaining to myself with you all shortly in another video. But today I really wanted to come on here and just share a mini testimony of one of my sisters in Christ about her marriage restoration. I met her through the creation of this channel. Praise be to God. And I am so blessed to call her a sister. She has truly become like family to me. And before I read her testimony, I just want to give you guys a little bit about the background of her situation. So her husband left their marital home in 2018 and he was living with a strange woman, guys, for 4 years up until this year. When I say this is truly a Luke 1 verses 37, for with God nothing shall be impossible. Her situation, guys, looked impossible. And I'm sure in her mind at times it felt impossible, but God, when God makes a promise, he watches over his word to perform it. He will not go back on his word, even if it takes 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, or like in her case, 4 years. He performs what he promises. In her messages that she sent me reads, it says, "Good morning. I want you to know God did it. God did it, sis. My husband is home and he has been home since the end of November." Praise be to God. Guys, I started rejoicing right there and then. I've been praying with her, literally a whole group. We all have been praying with her for the past 2 years and God did it. This is so exciting. And then she goes on to say, about 2 to 3 weeks prior to my husband coming home, he had become really frustrated with his situation. And guys, remember, I told you about the situation with the strange woman. He was living with a strange woman, but now God was opening his eyes to reveal to him who she was truly, that she was just a strange woman, that is not his wife. And he was becoming frustrated in his situation, just like a true prodigal. And then she goes on to say, it seemed as if it was something new every day. At some point, listening to all of this, I felt as if I was at my own breaking point. So I continued to pray and ask God how much longer. On November 29th, we talked all day about everything he was dealing with. And normally our conversations would stop around 6 p.m., but this day was different. Our last conversation that day was around 8:30, so I thought it was our last for the day. I began to cry out and I said, Lord, I don't know how much longer, but you know, Lord. So I prepared for bed, and before I could fall asleep, around 10 p.m., he messaged me and said he was done. He was done with this strange woman and he had all his belongings with him. He came home that night. Glory be to God. When I say God can do things suddenly, like I know we get so tired of hearing suddenly because we're like, God, when is my turn for suddenly? But listen, he can do things in an instant. What your life looked like yesterday, tomorrow it could be completely different. Your turnaround could happen this very hour, this very minute. That's how powerful the God we serve is. And then she goes on to say, we don't know how our spouses will come home, but that doesn't stop us from thinking about the how it will actually happen. Even though my husband came home hurt and broken and God is still working, I had already made the decision long ago. I would not ask him to do certain things like delete pictures, phone numbers, erase text messages, and just things of that nature. Well, sister, he did all of that stuff himself without me asking or even mentioning it. Between the time he left that place. And before he came home, he deleted all contact information with the strange woman and anybody she knew, anybody connected with her, he deleted. He changed his phone number. By day 2, all pics were gone. He threw away clothes or anything else that she has ever bought him. Sis, I was completely blown away. Glory be to God. Guys, do you hear this? She didn't have to ask her husband to delete anything. When God does something, he does it in finality. He does it completely. We don't have to beg and to plead when God has made a promise to us. He did it all. She then went on to tell me that her husband even takes the long way to work now, just so he does not have to go anywhere close to where the strange woman lives. Now that is a significant change, to go from living with someone for 4 years to not even wanting to pass their house on your way to work. You can't tell me that is not God. That is 100% the Father. Because when God restores, he restores completely. Guys, this testimony has God's hands all over it. I'm sharing this with you because it's encouraging to me, and I want to also encourage you, to let you know that God can do it. There's nothing too hard for God. There's nothing impossible for God. Nothing. He will do what he's promised. Hold on. Do not give up. This is for you, the one who has been waiting in the valley, tarrying for your promises. God is saying, hold on, I will do it in an instant. It will be a suddenly. You will have a Psalms 126 in Jesus' mighty name. Guys, you guys have a blessed day. I love you, and until next time.